everybody. Welcome to Dave TV here on DCRTV.com. How y'all doing, everybody? It is the 2nd. It is the 2nd of September, 2011. And that means it's the day before Labor Day. Big news. Bill Redlin is gone from WMAL. Bill, I had lunch with Bill a couple years ago. I seem to remember that. I think he lived here in Reston for a while, and we went to lunch together. Bill Redlin, WMAL. Bill Redlin, WAMU News. Has that really good, soothing, calming, newsy voice. Bill Redlin there. Bill Redlin, for many years, was the morning news anchor on WAMU 88.5, and then a couple years ago, he got shifted over to the midday slot, and now we hear that he's leaving the station. So that's how he's been there 25, 27 years. So tip of the camo cap, which I actually have in my pocket. This is my fold-up camo cap, okay? This is the one it's all busted up. Because, but I keep it in my pocket in case I need it. If I'm out walking on a cloudy day and the sun comes out, I got to put this on or else I get headburn. So tip of the old camo cap to Bill Redlin. And another Bill is gone, of course. We reported that Bill Rakoff over there at WNEW, the morning news anchor, is leaving for Pittsburgh. And we got confirmation about that the other day. CBS, which will not send me the press releases. I got people in the biz. I got a couple people that work at the trade pubs that always send me the CBS press releases when they get them. But it's funny because this company will not send me press releases, even if it's something to do with Washington. They're just a nutty company. I guess they got really awful, terrible PR people that deserve to be fired. But anyhow, the press release comes out that Bill Rakoff, not Bill Redlin, Bill Rakoff is going to be doing the afternoon drive co-hosting show on KDKA AM 1020 up there in Pittsburgh, where he came from. Back in January, Bill came from, I think he did the morning show over there, didn't he? It's a news talker. They do a morning, kind of like BAL in the sense that they do a news block in the morning and afternoon, and then they do talk formats the rest of the day. CBS owns station, so he's going back to Pittsburgh. And Alan Havey is replacing. Oh, excuse me. I'm thinking of the old days of Comedy Central. Nathan Hager is replacing him. Although we've got no confirmation on that, nobody from TOP, where Hager has worked for the last 20 years, has called me and said, "No, you're wrong, Dave." So I presume Nathan, whatever his name is, Nathan Hager is going to be Bill. I'm getting all these Bills confused. Bill Rakoff's replacement there at WNEW. Again, the mysterious station that should have higher ratings, they don't because they don't listen to me. They don't take my advice. Okay, whatever. Get that website kicked up. Promote your stupid people. I mean, they're not stupid. I like the people on WNEW. Promote them. Run some ads. Introduce them. I mean, give us some personality there, and do some promotional stuff. And maybe it's time for a hybrid news talk format, as I said before. Have a roving morning personality that oversees the entire news drive block, and then use that person to incorporate some talk segments, several an hour on 5-minute talk segments. I think that might be the way to go. But anyhow, the other thing is WMAL now. Their coverage of the Republican convention was expectedly propagandistic. It's like they're an arm of the GOP. Okay, boring. Small market talk radio. They sent Brian and Brian down to the convention and Chris Plant, the three stooges of WMAL. Now the question is, what are they going to do for the Democratic convention this week? I think they're going to be Brian. Now, see, Brian Wilson has a place somewhere in the Panhandle of Florida, right? His vacation place or his summer house or whatever. So he probably drove from Tampa to there, near Pensacola or something, and then he's probably heading up to Charlotte. So he's going to be in Charlotte. I think Brian Neiman's going to be here in Washington. I don't know where Chris Plant's going. Chris Plant went and did his show from Charlotte at the Democratic convention. He'd be in serious trouble. I mean, those gangs of Democratic thugs would, I'm sure, beat the pulp out of him. So I presume Chris is going to sit there in cowardice up there in Washington, because I don't think Chris Plant has the guts to go to Charlotte to actually face those thuggy Democrats. I don't think so. Oh, those Democrats, they're so mean. Chris Plant, what an idiot. Biggest idiot on Washington radio. Okay, so now, folks, why am I doing this today? Why am I here? My good friend Adrian. Adrian runs a really cool blog called, and I love you, Adrian, but I can't stand your website's name. www.movies-film-cinema.net. Okay? Remember, whatever. It's really cool. He lives on Turtle Pond Cove here in Reston, and it's a kind of, Turtle Pond cinema. He loves movies, as I do. And he actually has a little screening room in his house, and he invites his neighbors over once a month, and they screen movies, and he goes out and does movies. He's great. I love him. And, he's great taste in movies and all that. So anyhow, today he does the top 5 talk radio movies, okay? And here's his blog. And there's a link to it. I'm putting a link to it here on this DCRDV thing. But here's this little blog thingy. I got this in here. I got to see. Yeah. Okay. Ooh. But there it is. Okay. And there's this turtle. I go walking around Reston a lot, and I go walking past Turtle Pond Cove all the time, and I've never seen a turtle there. Never. Sometimes you see raccoons and foxes, but I've never, ever seen a turtle at Turtle Pond Cove. But anyhow, so he picks his top 5 talk radio movies. Okay, and of the 5, I actually have 3 of them. Okay, so let's take a look at what he's picked as his top 5 movies. With my permission, he actually credits me in there. It's like, with my permission. So his number 5 movie he picks is this. Play Misty for Me, the great Clint Eastwood movie. Of course, Clint has gone down the tubes lately, talking to empty chairs at Republican conventions. Poor Clint. Losing, Dan, what was it? Dan Quayle said, losing your mind is not a good thing to do. I don't know. It's not. But anyhow, Clint Eastwood, Play Misty for Me. I'm great. This is a wonderful movie. Clint Eastwood plays a DJ at a Carmel cool jazz station, and he has a stalker lady, Jessica Walter. I always think this would be really good. Do a local version of this with Stephen Chida, whatever his name is over there at Channel 7, playing the Clint Eastwood movie, and Fishbowl DC's Betsy Rothstein playing the Jessica Walter movie. She could be stalking him. I think that would be a really good local version of that. But anyhow, so he picks this one as number 5. I think it's a good choice. Number 4, talk radio, Eric Bogosian thing about the Oliver Stone movie and all that. I don't have that movie. It's not one of my favorite movies. I've seen it once or twice, but I do think it's a good choice. Number 3, The King's Speech, which is a great movie. I really like that movie, but I wouldn't really classify it as a radio movie. But, Adrian points out that, the king was the basic plot of the movie was the king was trying to get rid of his stutter so he could talk to the people on the radio. So I guess, okay, it has radio in it. So, throw it in there. Talk to Me, number 2. Oh, gosh, I have Talk to Me. It's on the shelf over there, but I pulled Talk to Her. This is also a good movie, Pedro Almodovar. But I do have Talk to Me. It's on the shelf over there. I just saw Talk To and pulled that one. But anyhow, Talk to Me, Petey Green, the old days of WOL radio. Great movie. I love it a lot. Don Cheadle in it. Check it out. But I do think that's a really good choice. And his number 1 picture, of course, talk radio movies, the late great, excuse me, he's still alive, Howard Stern. And one of my favorite movies of all time, Private Parts, WNEW. That's what they should do. But anyhow, yeah, I think I would classify this one. I might move this one up to 2. Maybe make this 1, make this 2. So folks are asking me, Dave, how would you do it differently, or what other movies would you put on the list? Okay, so I went through my collection of massive DVDs, and I picked these. So let's go through these quick, okay? Other movies that I would put on the list: The Ghost Breakers, okay? because Bob Hope actually plays a DJ guy. He plays kind of a radio commentator guy in the movie, and you see him doing his radio show at the beginning of the movie. I like this movie a lot. Not a real radio movie, but he plays a radio guy. It's not really a movie. It's more like television, but it's British television. I'm Alan Partridge. Brilliant, 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 brilliant. He plays this washed-up British DJ trying to get his life back together. Some of the funniest, I think it is the funniest, one of the funniest shows ever done. They released only one version of it. They released only one season of it in the Americas, North America, and season 2 you gotta go over and order it on Amazon and figure out, get your computer so you can play Region 2 DVDs. But anyhow, great stuff, brilliant stuff, really hilariously funny. Not a movie per se, but whatever. Experiment in Terror, the old Glenn Ford movie. I put this on there because there's some really cool, beginning of the movie, they're driving around San Francisco and playing some cool old San Francisco radio stations on the radio. They're like this one, Lee Remick being terrorized. Not really a movie again per se, but the history of radio, early days, Empire of the Air, Ken Burns, excellent, excellent, excellent. Okay, I dubbed this down off of TCM, so I don't know if there's a commercial version of this out. Next Voice You Hear. Really cool movie. James Whitmore, Nancy Davis, who became Nancy Reagan later. Basically, they're hearing the voice of God on the radio. Really cool, really cool. Modern Romance, Albert Brooks. Again, not really a radio movie, but there's some cool scenes in it where he's listening to the radio, to all this sappy music. I believe Kiss FM out of LA is on here. Cool thing. Hairspray. Again, not a radio movie per se, but it's based on the late, great Buddy Dean, who was a classic Baltimore DJ. Island in the Sky, a John Wayne movie here. Again, it's an airplane movie, but, there's a lot of scenes in it in the beginning where they're listening on the airplane's radio, and I believe they pick up KDKA in Pittsburgh or some Pittsburgh station. Cool movie there. Of course, this one I would put on Adrian's list up there, at least in the top 5, maybe the top position altogether. Radio Days, the brilliant Woody Allen and his homage to classic radio. Brilliant radio movie. And then maybe also I'd throw in The Night Listener. This is a really cool Robin Williams movie, an eerie Hitchcockian thriller. If you've never seen it, didn't do very well in the theaters, but I highly recommend it. Why? Because Robin plays a New York public radio DJ guy personality who goes hunting for this mysterious kid. Does he really exist or not? Really good movie, fascinating movie, but yeah, he's a radio dude, so I would recommend that. Okay, folks, so there we go. Those are some movies I would add to Adrian's list, but I definitely put Radio Days there in the top 5 somewhere. Maybe instead of The King's Speech, because, The King's Speech is a great movie, but it's not really a radio movie, is it? Thanks for watching Dave TV. 2nd of September 2012. Have a great Labor Day. Live long and prosper.